Hello, everyone. Welcome to EOS Hot Sauce, episode number 154. I hope that you're having a marvelous day out there and you're excited about some great news for EOS. I'm your host, Dan Singjoy, and we have some awesome stories about EOS to share with you today. So let's get started. Let's get into it. The first topics that we will discuss today are the new Director of Developer Relations at the ENF, EOS at Consensus, Defibox launching Balance, Trust EVM Updates, Greymass Progress Update, the first Italian EOS Hackathon, the first Upland Hackathon, empowering Eden contributors with the first ever Eden Fractal meeting, and EOS Community Fireside Chat. So let's go. Let's go get right into it. Hope everybody's doing well. So first topic today, really exciting, very helpful development for EOS. Longtime community member Nathan James has joined the ENF as Director of Developer Relations. So Nathan is a highly respected builder and a full stack developer and the originator of Scatter. And Scatter is, of course, one of the first wallets to run EOS, which is super helpful as well. There's an excellent 2-minute video that came out on the Everything EOS YouTube channel yesterday to announce Nathan's new position with the ENF. It's Nathan shared a very inspiring and exciting and personal and passionate speech about empowering developers and creators on EOS. I watched it several times and I'm really stoked about it. I love Nathan's passion and his competency and his commitment to empower creators with EOS. The video is really well produced. It feels like watching a movie trailer for an incredible movie that we're all a part of and we're all about to see and create. And Nathan, he's an incredible leader, and it's like watching a hero's journey. So yeah, it's really awesome. Nathan is reimagining the entire developer experience on EOS and has been tasked with creating an environment to attract, train, and retain top developer talent in the EOS ecosystem. So he put out a tweet here encouraging people to reach out and to help build with EOS. There's also a blog post that came out from the ENF yesterday that shares some of the visions and exciting plans that Nathan has and will be sharing with the ENF. So on this blog post, there's quite a lot of very exciting and helpful information here. It starts off by talking about the current state of developer resources on EOS. Previously, EOS lacked a coherent strategy for discovering talented developers and fueling their curiosity and onboarding them to the ecosystem and providing the tools and incentives that developers really need to thrive in many cases. And Nathan James is bringing a tremendously exciting vision for a immersive and interactive way for developers to enter the ecosystem, and a full suite of courses for developers at every skill level, front-end and smart contract walkthroughs, wallet integration examples, easy to access API references and great documentation, development frameworks, mentorship programs, and really helpful incentives with the ENF as well. Nathan's also planning to form a team to build a decentralized developer hub to empower creators and developers on EOS that you can read about here. Basically, the developer hub will be a collaborative space where people are incentivized to mentor others and create tutorials and port applications, and EOS developers can unlock new opportunities as they advance and hone their skills and make connections and create public goods together and development materials for all developers. So Nathan's work will be super helpful for development on both EOS and EOS EVM, the native EOS and EOS EVM, and it will also synergize really well with lots of systems like Eden and then ENF grants and Pomelo and Fractal ENF ventures that can create like a snowball effect and exponential growth for EOS. There's also already an EOS hackathon in the works that you can see on this page, although Nathan James is first focusing on building better documentation and tooling and framework for better contracts and better tools for resource management, and just overall making an amazing developer experience so that developers will be happy to share with friends and keep coming back to build more with EOS. So that article is really excellent. There's been a huge amount of support, enthusiasm in the community about Nathan James' arrival, and people are really excited about Nathan James coming to EOS and this new hire. So the Bees shared this one right here. There was Corvin, who's a great developer, saying that he's a great choice. Nathan's a great choice. Also, Demo shared this great tweet. There's much more in the comments. I was looking and just getting so stoked watching all the people and all the comments sharing great support and great enthusiasm about Nathan James working with the ENF as the new director of developer relations. Great feedback. Check out the YouTube comments as well. And it's just really awesome to see the community rallying around Nathan and so much support. And it makes sense because I think that Nathan is the perfect position, or rather the perfect person for this role. And he's also joining like an all-star cast, as the ENF has been growing with a lot of great builders over the past months, and so many great builders. Yeah. So I'm super excited for Nathan joining the ENF as Director of Developer Relations. He's already getting to work. I saw some tweets. He's communicating with developers and sharing some exciting plans and connecting. And as I said before, Nathan James recently put out that tweet asking for blockchain developers to reach out to share what blockchain developers need and how he can help foster your growth and help foster the growth of the EOS ecosystem. So welcome, Nathan, to the ENF, and looking forward to seeing you around and empowering developers at EOS. Super exciting news, and I'm very excited, as are many of the community members, for Nathan James joining as Director of Developer Relations for the ENF. The next story that we have is EOS at Consensus, so also empowering developers with EOS. So this week, the ENF put out a tweet asking who will be at Consensus 22 next week. Consensus 22 will take place in Austin, Texas from the 9th to the 13th, and it's one of the biggest events in the blockchain industry. Brendan Lovejoy from the ENF will be promoting EOS there and attending, and I think it's awesome that Lovejoy will be there and promoting EOS. He's also a perfect person to be spreading the word about EOS at this conference. Lovejoy always seems to have like really insightful and wise and funny things to say at just the right times, and he's a great advocate for EOS, and so he'll help build relationships at the event and spread the word about the tremendous story and benefits of EOS. And then in addition to Lovejoy, there'll also be many other EOS community members and teams attending Consensus, including EOSphere and Miles Snyder from Greymass. He's also an author of the Yield Plus Blue paper, OCI, who are one of the largest developers of EOS, the ENF's PR team, and many more EOS and EOSIO teams. So really cool to see what's going on with Consensus next week. This is also part of a broader strategy on part of the ENF to grow community outreach with many industry events. So in addition to Consensus, the ENF will soon announce presence and sponsorships at many more world-class events. For example, last week, the ENF announced their title sponsorship of Token 2049. We covered many exciting details about this in last week's Hot Sauce, so check it out if you haven't. And there's also many more details about this in the Everything EOS Weekly Report from last week too, where you can learn a lot more, as well as a fireside chat from last week. So there's that. And then also this week, Token 2049 put out a fun tweet, retweeting actually the ENF's tweet about how Eve will be going to conferences all day, won't have time to eat, and he's just building relationships to help foster growth with EOS. So between Token 2049 and upcoming conferences and Consensus with Lovejoy and the ENF team, it's really exciting. All of the phenomenal work that's been going on inside the EOS community. It's finally got representation at these huge events like Consensus and Token 2049. So I'm looking forward very much to seeing all the growth that's inspired during these events and hearing more about how Consensus goes with the EOS community. If you'll be at Consensus, then reach out, let the EOS Network Foundation know in this tweet or in our Telegrams and Discords. And also feel free to reach out to Lovejoy at Brendan Lovejoy on Telegram or on Twitter. And I'm sure that Brendan would be happy to meet with you there or connect in some way. So yeah, awesome to see and looking forward to more news from Consensus. The next big news that we have today is Defibox launching Balance. So Balance is a new stablecoin swap protocol that will enable fast and low fee stablecoin trading. So it offers like curve-like functionality on EOS with low slippage and low transaction fees and low impermanent loss, making it really easy for people to trade stablecoins in large amounts with lots of liquidity and low fees. Balance has been jointly developed by Defibox and EOS Nation. The code is open source and it's been audited by several companies. Defibox has been one of the most popular DeFi apps on EOS for over a year now. You can check out the new swap app here. It's now live and people can use it and you can earn some decent rewards there, it looks like. You can also read much more about this product on the blog post that just came up in the Defibox team. And yeah, you could check out Defibox if you're not familiar with it. They have a AMM exchange, where you can trade all sorts of EOS tokens and lending products, and they also have a USN stablecoin. So this stablecoin balance platform will synergize really well with all these platforms and be really helpful to create value and more composability for the EOS DeFi ecosystem. The app is now live on the mainnet, and there was also an interesting tweet, or actually not a tweet, but a message in Telegram from Cindy from Defibox recently, who shared some strategies to earn almost 30% real-time APY and over 300% compound APY, 300%, by generating the USN stablecoin and providing liquidity for USN and USDT. So that's interesting. It's great to see these high yield opportunities and these DeFi apps on EOS. We also covered the Yield Blue Plus paper in last week's Hot Sauce. Check that out if you're not familiar with it. I think that this could also really help with Balance product as well as many other products. And so it's exciting to see there's already great yield opportunities on EOS, it looks like, and then this can help even more. Of course, there's a great overview and a great full blue paper that we discussed last week with many more details about that. EOSBs also put out a great tweet this week covering some highlights from the Yield Plus Blue paper. You can see a table of contents and a great analysis from the Bs here. And then during this week's Fireside chat, we also heard from Zach Gall about the Recover Plus initiative, which will work with the Yield Plus initiative. So basically that'll help create more high yield and safe and secure opportunities for all. So that can work really well with Balance, and there's an upcoming blue paper coming soon and many features with Recover Plus that are very unique to EOS to help make more secure and safe DeFi for all. Recover Plus was actually inspired by the eCurve hack, which happened last year, and eCurve was the first stablecoin swap on EOS, but it wasn't audited like Balance and it didn't have the Recover Plus platform. So I'm really excited to see how Recover Plus and Yield Plus will help DeFi applications like Balance and many more to provide more helpful experiences for everybody. And yeah, it's great to see that Balance is now live to help enable this really helpful DeFi primitive and high yield opportunities and low fee stablecoin trading on EOS. So links are in the description and check it out. And yeah, let's talk about more updates now with the upcoming EOS EVM, kind of related in that it will empower applications like Balance to build lots of great tools and great experiences for everybody. So several exciting new updates about the Trust EVM this week, which is of course the most performant EVM in the world, and it'll be released on EOS in the coming months. So first, the Trust EVM team released the Trust EVM logo and brand guide. So I love the design. I always love to see design guides like this, and there's a really helpful and fascinating blog post here where you can learn more about the EOS EVM and like the design elements and so forth. There's also a 30-page brand guide that it's quite beautiful, and it shows the logo strategy and so many more details that you can check out in that blog post too, and a lot of really beautiful graphics. It also explains some of the design choices with the Trust EVM logo, like how it kind of signifies the stability and the performance of Trust EVM, and the inner green line represents the green energy efficiency of Trust EVM. And it also shows details about like the typography and color and so forth. So lots of fascinating details for designers up there. I love to see it. And also, in addition to the brand article, there's also news that the Trust EVM team will be releasing the Trust EVM website soon. And we also heard some interesting discussions this week in the Fireside chat where Zach Gall shared information about what sets EOS EVM apart from Ethereum Layer 2s and other EOS IO EVMs. One of these discussions was with Kevin Rose, who founded EOS New York. I'm really grateful for his work in general. He was actually the first person who welcomed me into the wonderful world of EOS, so it was awesome to hear from them in this conversation. Zach shared some interesting discussions during this Fireside chat about the really helpful metric to measure the performance of Trust EVM with swaps per second, and how it looks like EOS EVM may have over 10 times more performance than many other EVMs. So that's really helpful. You can also learn more about it in the article from Dragonfly Capital that Zach Gall was sharing during the chat. And then, yeah, in addition to that, there's also a new application that's already been building on the Trust EVM called TrustSwap. So EVM is a developer, EVM developer who recently joined EOS, has been sharing rave reviews about the Trust EVM. In their Telegram chat, he's been working with the community for new plans for a new DAO. He deployed a bunch of contracts on the testnet, a token airdrop, and a secure EVM bridge, and ENF grant application, and developing a front end and a fully developed web app. There's lots of information here where you can see what they're working on. So still in early stages right now, but it's really exciting, and it looks like the community is really rallying around this. So I'm excited to see it. You can learn more about TrustSwap in the Telegram, and you can also learn more about Trust EVM in the Trust EVM official Discord. It just released this week. There's some interesting discussions going on there already, and yeah, it's great to see all this progress. Check it out. It's amazing to think about all these developments coming together with the Trust EVM and the Trust EVM team, and how to work together with apps like Balance, and also the new developer initiatives from Nathan James. And it also makes me think about we as EOS community members have an excellent and tremendous opportunity to spread the word about all this empowered development on EOS. So on that note, like this video, subscribe to see more great videos from EOS Nation, and share with friends. All this will help grow EOS and help grow the EOS ecosystem, create value for EOS, and create immense benefits for everyone in the world. And thanks everybody so much for watching. It's great to be here. I also see the chat too. Go EOS, love from Love Handles, love to see it. Hey Veronica. And Absolute Martin, I thought Nathan's intro video was awesome, super inspiring. Sang, good to see you here. Vlad, what's up? It's always good to see you. And yeah, Douglas as well. That was actually covered, comparisons with other EOSI EVMs in the recent EOS Fireside chat. So you can hear Zach Gall's great answer about that, Douglas. But yeah, thanks everybody so much for being here and all of this support and enthusiasm. Always love to see it. And thanks everybody in the EOS community for all the great work. Today, we're also doing a Party Cracker giveaway. We're going to be giving away EOS NFTs to some select lucky winners. So to enter for a chance to win that, go to the recent EOS Nation tweet about this show and type in your EOS account name in the replies, hit reply, and then you'll be entered for a chance to win. Also, while you're here, like and retweet to get the word out about EOS and EOS Nation and the hot sauce and all the great things we're doing. Thanks so much, everybody. Next topic we'll move on to is a beautiful, beautiful logo here that I just realized that Greymass has. So Greymass released their monthly progress update, their May 22 update. That includes updates about the popular Anchor Authenticator and Unicode web wallet, and growing the Greymass team and building tools and SDKs for developers. One of Greymass's biggest goals now is to build their team. You can read all about it in this blog post, very interesting. So they're building their team with funding that they received from Pomelo and the ENF for various different projects that they're working on. They're looking for technical developers and web designers and marketers and people to make documentations and manage different projects. You can reach out to Aaron at greymass.com if you're interested in working with Greymass, and they're coming out with more details soon, but you can reach out now if you'd like to work with them. The blog post also includes Anchor updates on desktop and Android and iOS, and they're also planning to build in some Anchor support and also a knowledge base to make it even easier for people to use Anchor, which is great to see. There's also some exciting designs and developments that they shared for the Unicode web wallet. So there's an earn page where people can simply see what they're earning and how to earn different assets in EOS and EOS.io. There's also an activity page where people can easily see what they're sending, what kind of transactions they're making, what they're receiving. And then they also shared some information about tooling and SDKs to help improve the account creation and backup processes. So this is a great article. I always love to see these monthly updates from Greymass. Check out the links in the description to read the post, and also remember to reach out to Aaron, which you can find his email here if you're interested in working with Greymass. And thanks so much for all the amazing work, Greymass, of course. It's absolutely awesome to see all this. And also awesome to see the first Italian EOS Hackathon. So Italy held the first EOS Hackathon at the Blockchain Garden, which is the largest ever event to take place in Southern Italy dedicated to crypto, blockchain, NFT, and the metaverse. There were over 200 people who attended the event. There were 2 speeches about EOS, and the event ended with an EOS hackathon. One of the speeches was from Alfredo de Candia, who is an author of he's an author of the book Mastering EOS, A Practical Guide to EOS, which I heard is an excellent book. He's also the CTO of Hackathon Tech. You can learn more about it in this article, which is very interesting, from Bywire News about the whole event. You can also check out Alfredo's site here to learn more about him and Hackathon Tech and the Mastering EOS book. And then also at this event during the hackathon, there was an appearance from the Nice One team who was participating in the hackathon, and they featured a new plugin to empower any game or application with EOS and transform games into EOS games very easily. So that's very awesome and super exciting to see. That's coming out this week. And then you can also check out, if you're Italian, or if you want to just try to learn Italian, then you can check out and listen to the events on YouTube. Both of them are listed in the Bywire article. And you can also learn more about Alfredo and the Italian EOS community on the recent Helios podcast too. He was on there with Jesse and a bunch of other people last week, and he explained his work with Hawk and Tech, which was recently in the Helios incubator. And then also, in addition, you can also learn more about Hawk and Tech and their partnership with Nartiste recently to empower Italian art with EOS NFTs in this article from Bywire News. So that was also really interesting too. It's really great to see all these developments from Nice One and from Alfredo, and all these developments in Italy and around the world, spreading EOS NFTs and great EOS projects all around the world. So thanks, Alfredo and Nice One, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from Italy. I guess I'll say ciao or something, ciao and arrivederci, and see you next time, however you say that in Italian. So next topic that we'll talk about too is another hackathon. So this one is from Upland. It's Upland's first hackathon. So Upland is lighting up the metaverse with a whole new opportunity for developers with the first ever hackathon from Upland. Upland is a popular trading metaverse on EOS that's connected to real world addresses so people can buy property in New York and San Francisco and so forth. It's one of the most popular blockchain games in the world. There's a $50,000 grand prize for Web3 developers building with Upland. You can learn more about it on this tweet, and then a blog post over here too. And then in addition to that hackathon, there's also a new design challenge to design the coolest looking metaverse motors vehicle, which they recently came out with. So this looks really cool. They have these great designs for different vans that people can build with. We featured this on Hot Sauce a few months ago. So check it out, especially if you're interested in the metaverse. The links in the description are there to learn more. And then there was also an article from Yahoo Finance this week that featured Upland and EOS, and showing how EOS is one of the most popular gaming platforms in the world. So you can learn more about that. And it's great to see some mainstream media coverage about Upland and EOS, of course, and always great to see the llamas from Upland and all the great stuff that they're doing in the metaverse. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more metaverse adventures, and looking forward to seeing what these challenges will inspire. And yeah, there's also an upcoming event too in Las Vegas that winners will be featured there as well. So check out the blog post to learn more, and I'm looking forward to seeing more great stuff from the llamas and Upland. Great stuff. The next topic that we'll discuss today is empowering Eden contributors with the first ever Eden Fractal meeting. So this is a project that's very close to my heart and that I've been working on quite a bit with many Eden members. So I'm thrilled to announce this project. I announced it for the first time publicly on the EOS Fireside chat this Wednesday. We're hosting the first ever Eden Fractal event on Wednesday, June 8th at 13 UTC. So basically we're empowering contributors and the Eden community with weekly events to incentivize, reward, and coordinate helpful contributions to Eden. The goal of these Eden Fractal meetings will be specifically to help Eden, and it'll also be just a fun way to bring the Eden community together and share good times. We use the Fractally process to rank contributions to determine who's doing the most helpful work for Eden. Participants will be randomly grouped into groups of 6. Each participant will share what they're doing to help Eden. Each group will come to consensus to rank each participant's contributions to Eden from 1 to 6, and then these meetings will recur every Wednesday at the same time, and we'll do the same process every week to help empower contributions to EOS and Eden. So all participants will earn EOS and Eden Respect and Eden NFTs. Eden Respect will be counted in a spreadsheet similar to the Fractally Genesis group, and I've been working with James Mart and Vlad from Consortium to figure out the best way to do this. It'll be ready for next week. You can check out the website here too that I'm showing you. There'll also be EOS distributed according to the same proportion as Eden Respect. I raised about 500 EOS with Eden creators, with Pomelo and Eden on EOS, and we'll be donating 100 EOS per week with my budget to help foster contributions to the public good with Eden. And we're also working on a proposal to the chief delegates to raise additional funding. It'd be great to eventually give thousands of EOS every week to incentivize a huge amount of helpful work for Eden. And in the future, we're also considering using liquidity pools and all sorts of exciting plans that we're working on. And also, Chuck McDonald is working on Eden NFTs. So everybody who attends will earn Eden NFTs. So yeah, it's really exciting. I'm so stoked about the art that Chuck is making and all the great work that everybody in the Eden community is doing. So far, there's been about 12 of us who have been coordinating and meeting every week to make these events as helpful as possible. It started a couple months ago when Joshua Seymour started hosting sorry, I kind of lost my place there, but whatever. It started a couple months ago when Joshua Seymour started hosting Moving Eden Forward meetings, and then I made this proposal to start in this way, and we decided to get going with it, and we're doing it next week. It's super exciting. We have a great group of people working on this development. So in addition to Joshua and I, there's also Felix Reese and Chuck McDonald and Ami Hines and Vlad from Consortium, Patrick from Nova Crypto, Jay Taylor, Marco from EOS Writer. I've also been communicating with Jesse from the EOSBs, Sebastian from EOS Support was there, and I've been talking with Mark Shear from the EOS Translation Foundation. So we have a lot of exciting developments, really excited to share it with y'all. You can learn more and RSVP to the event at edenfractal.com, and you can also learn more details at edenfractal.com/details. And there's also a much more detailed proposal that I mentioned that you can check out at edencreators.com/edenfractal.com. But you can check out edenfractal.com, and that has all the details you need. And yeah, please feel free to reach out to me or any of the Eden members participating to discuss more. I'd be happy to discuss. Also check out the Eden Discord that Felix has recently been organizing. It's super helpful, and that's where we're recording a lot of the things there. Everyone's welcome to attend this event on next Wednesday. Once again, it's on June 8th at 13 UTC. Feel free to invite friends, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there. So you can learn more on RSVP at edenfractal.com, and I hope to see you there. Awesome. And the last topic that we'll just briefly touch upon today is the EOS Community Fireside Chat. So of course, on every Wednesday and after the Eden Fractal event, we'll meet for the EOS Community Fireside Chats. We do this at 1900 UTC. Everyone's welcome to attend, and we always have fascinating conversations with many of the best builders in EOS. So I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Fireside Chat. Hope to see everybody there. Thanks everybody for watching the Hot Sauce. This has been a really fun show. I see lots more comments in the chat too, so it's great to see all the enthusiasm. Thanks everybody so much. And yeah, I'm so thrilled to be sharing all this exciting progress with you, all the amazing work that people in the EOS community are doing for EOS and everyone in the world. Thank you so much. I hope to see you at the Eden Fractal event and the Fireside Chat, and awesome stuff. Thanks everybody so much for being here. Until next week, remember to keep it spicy. Like, subscribe, and share to help grow EOS. And thanks everybody. Have a marvelous weekend.